I teased it at the top of the program. Let's get into it. How well do you know your neighbors? Well, like I said, about 3 weeks, a month ago, my wife and I were sitting down having dinner, finished up, got the kitchen all cleaned up, and we noticed across the street that I believe it was 3 Niagara Sheriff's cars and 1 SPCA vehicle had rolled up on the house outside. So this whole process took about, I don't know, I would say like 20, 30 minutes. And we're like, what the hell's going on over there? This is crazy, because we live in a pretty subdued town. Not much stuff happening, not much stuff going on, just people living their lives, going upon their daily routines and activities. So when you see a sheriff's vehicle roll up on a house, especially in our neighborhood, it's kind of a rare occurrence. So we're like talking to each other, like, what's going on over here? Like, what is happening? And, when we saw the SPCA vehicle, we kind of had an idea of what was going on. But I had a kind of an idea about this house for quite a long time. I wasn't sure exactly what was going on over there. I'm not exactly sure if it's a rental property or what the deal is. People are constantly coming and going. They're constantly getting deliveries. There's different cars coming in and out on a daily basis. When we first moved in, every week there would be piles and piles of garbage out at the side of the road. So I'm thinking to myself, like, what is going on with this house? And it doesn't exactly look like a very nice house. So I'm thinking, are they doing remodeling? Did they move in? Did they take over a fixer-upper and do this and do that? But the house isn't very well maintained at all. The grass was never cut properly. It was just kind of neglected. And I'm like, this is really weird. This house in our neighborhood being so run down and just all the weird stuff what's going on. So I'm thinking to myself, are we in a Breaking Bad type situation with the house across the road? Never really spoke to the people across there either. Like I said, everybody's coming and going. They're just kind of it's kind of like a different vibe, a different kind of feel. Now, I've mentioned this before. I am not the biggest neighborly person. Having grown up in apartments all of my life, my mother, in some way, shape, or form, some way or another, always had an issue with our neighbors, whether it be making too much noise, whether it be leaving stuff in the hallway, whatever. My mother never got along with our neighbors. So this has kind of been part of my deal too. I'm like, I was never really like a neighborly person because of this. I mean, I'm not going to ignore my neighbors, but I'll be civil to them, but I don't really go out of my way to kind of make conversation. I'm just not a neighborly person. And I think that's from my upbringing, my growing up, and my mother not being a neighborly person as well. So once again, I didn't like plan, hey, I'm going to walk over and see what's going on, just kind of let them do their thing. And it just seemed kind of weird. I just got a bad vibe, and I didn't really, as I've become a homeowner, I become overly anal and overly particular about how our yard looks. I get very frustrated when somebody else's garbage blows into our yard and all that type of thing. I get very annoyed. And again, the way that this house was not maintained with this garbage around and things like that, I kind of had an idea that something was going on. And then when this happened, it all kind of hit home. It all kind of clicked. So this story was picked up by all the major news outlets, WKBW, WGRZ, the Niagara County SPCA had put some information up about it, but apparently this woman had found a loophole in the system to acquire another dog, which she shouldn't have had in the first place, and that dog was greatly neglected and not in great shape when the officers arrived on scene. Guess there was a few health issues going on. I'm trying to find an update from the Niagara County SPCA and how the dog is doing. We did make a donation to the Niagara County SPCA, and I will put that donation link where you can help out in the description of this podcast right here. But moral of the story is maybe it's better to get to know your neighbors to find out more what's going on. Now, I'm not sure how the sheriff's office, I'm not sure how the SPCA found out about what was going on in this home. Not sure they found out about the situation. Maybe it was, again, People in this house are coming and going all the time. There's different people coming and going, different cars, deliveries are being made, things like that. So did one of these people tip off the authorities to let them know about the treatment of this dog, what kind of shape it was in? I hope nothing but the best for the dog. And it's just an awkward situation, because when I see the neighbors across the way, like, how do I react to this? I mentioned I'm not a neighborly person, so I don't go out of my way to talk to people. But when you have somebody like this living across from you in this type of situation, like, how do you do that on a daily basis? And how do you continue to go about your business? It's a very annoying, a very frustrating situation. And once again, I hope the dog is doing okay. And I hope this person never gets their hands on another dog again and never has the privilege of being a dog owner. My wife and I joke all the time, because I was not a dog person. I was solely, strictly a cat person, but ever since having the 2 dogs that we have, they have melted my heart. I am a total 100% dog person now, and I just can't imagine not treating a dog, an animal period in general, with the proper respect and the proper care they deserve. So this story sickens me.